Hello, hello, welcome back to part 122 of the Lorethrough, and we are going to get right to it. So we come out the drainage channel, there's this little waterfall, and we finally see some ground. We're getting close to the bottom of the Haligtree, and there's a nice wall out there for the outside of Elphiel, the fortress around the Haligtree. It's, if it looks pretty bare bones, it's because we don't go there. It's in strangely nice condition compared to the rest of this place. We have a couple more routes to go on to. Some flying buttresses or whatever you want to call these slanty parts. More route. And I believe we need to get up here. We'll get that item later, if I recall correctly. So you can come up here, get on these rooftops, which I don't know why, but getting up on these rooftops very much reminds me of some Dark Souls 1 shenanigans. For some reason it reminds me of the arena where you fight the bell gargoyles. Shucks. There's little things shooting at us from below. Dragon Crest, great shield talisman. So we've seen many shield talismans in our time here, but never one like this. Legendary talisman of wrought iron depicting a massive ancient dragon. Enormously boosts physical damage negation. The ancient dragons who ruled in the prehistoric era before the Erdtree would protect their lord as a wall of living rock. And so it is, the shape of the dragon became symbolic of all manner of protection. So it's a lot like the others, but it's a lot bigger. Because there's like 3 tiers of the other kinds, and this is the 4th tier of the physical. And if you look at our current status negation, it's okay. The absorption's all the way in the middle and on the right-hand side of the screen, right? There's percentages, 29% general physical percentage, 27, 27, 28, etc., right? And if we slap this bad boy on, those go up to like in the 40s range. So, kind of neat. It's better in PvE than it is in PvP by a mile. I want that one dead. There we go. That was probably a little expensive for killing him, but, I digress. And now we can go out here, grab the nascent butterfly. It's not really worth it, but I digress. Ow. Get a pest glaive, an Aeonian butterfly. Is there another one of these pests out here? Did I miss one? I did. Get our little tasty bit of health back. And there are more of these reliefs. And honestly, they look like they must have been based on what the Haligtree originally looked like. The design is a little different from what we've seen of depictions of the Great Tree or the Erdtree. Though if I had to pick one of the two, it seems a little closer to the depictions of the Great Tree. Hey, there's even little rotten trees out here. Not doing so well, but they're out here. So we're going to buff these up because I'm using my horrible precognition abilities. These Haligtree Knights have so much health. Heck, even the regular soldiers, they still have 1700 health. And sure, we are, indeed, massively overleveled. Oh, shucks. Ooh. So yeah, Haligtree Knights, they use incantations on their weapons and sometimes sorceries. Which, I mean, to be fair, they're supposed to be the hybrid, right? Ow. And let's switch things up just a smidge. Because I don't know why, but stacking all the health get back items on kill It's very satisfying to me. RTR leaves. I don't think there's much worthwhile on this side. I just wanted to show it off, but it seems they have a series of graves, which implies to me they aren't really believers of the Erdtree burial. Not really. Another chunk of health back. Oh, I love that. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, not much over here. Should probably go fast, because if there's not much here, I'm gonna need time for the boss that's up ahead. I have not practiced. I should have. I should have taken the time to practice, but I haven't, and so you're gonna get the raw, I haven't fought Melania in ages fight. Spoiler if you didn't think she was up ahead. Oh, shucks. Some more Mikola lilies, some more tombstones. The tombstones... Okay, they are made of stone. I thought I saw a grain on the side of them. It looks like they gave it a little bit of a pattern, and it made me think they might have been wooden tombstones for a moment, which would be interesting. Going for the tombstone shape, yet still having them be made out of wood. Grab that on the way down, and let's do the other side. If you have to pick a side, and you don't really care for all the Mikola lilies, the opposite side is the one you want to go to, because it has an item you'd like more. I should probably stop talking about future things, but it's hard this far in the playthrough and in the game. I just have a lot I could gush about, and I'm having trouble maintaining that continuity nonsense. But I appreciate your patience nonetheless. I mean, we have been bending timelines already. Good thing a lot of these guys are just not really paying attention. Sure does making that act of getting health back a lot easier. Lots of survivability. Now I'll probably drink a flask. Mana is important for what's up ahead. I think we'll go for the triple here. Oh. Oh, my stamina. Big gloveworts. Big runes. Oh, they can just curl, can't they? Well, I get more health back than they deal in damage, so that makes that easier. There we go. And we get Ghost Glovewort Bell-Bearing 3. Should we take a look at it? Let's us buy Ghost Glovewort 7, 8s, and 9. So of the standard ashes that we can summon during fights, we can get them up to +9 now. That's going to be very nice. Very helpful. Alright, let's get down in deeper into the Fortress of the Haligtree and see what's going on. Look, Haligtree banners. I like the way they look. They feel, symbolism and iconography-wise very different from the rest of the game. Though not entirely alien to it. Clearly inspired in some sense. Is that a dead pest up there? Oh, that's funny, on top of the statue. And we have ourselves an elevator. Oh boy, I'm a little nervous for the next part. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. And here we have more of these fellows with their giant needles. I need to remember to talk about them when we're done with the thing up ahead. But, yeah, more fellows with needles. We have another bloom. This might be our first bloom that we see. We have the Traveler's Clothes, which looks like Melena's set, actually. And it's a little bit like the set that, Millicent was wearing. But who would bloom here, right? We know, thanks to the other timeline, that Millicent's bloom looked an awful lot like that. It was about the same size, I'd say. Here we have some sarcophagi, and they look like the same sarcophagi that have those headless, soulless demigods that are in the Wandering Mausoleums, but instead this depiction of a fellow in robes, thin, emaciated arms, and the needle, the giant needles, is depicted here. This elevator goes back to the prayer room just about up top. So we now have that activated. We don't really need it. It's kind of only for you to get trolled by invaders, really. Yeah, I can't think of a real purpose for it because there's a Grace in this room here. Kind of silly. But we'll sit down the Grace and we'll come up with a brief battle plan. Some people have made it... I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to use Spirit Ashes. But I want to show off these boys. Maybe I'll show off the Oracle Envoys and they'll waste time and ultimately hinder me in my attempt to do what I'm trying to do. That might be what happens. Yeah, I think I want to ditch that, unfortunately. Kind of just wear the Crimson Seed. I'll try to swap. Oh, God. So much to consider. So much to worry about. Okay. Let me see here. Part of me just kind of wants to do with the Ruins Greatsword. That might trivialize the fight a little much, though. Could use the one-eyed shield. That'd be kind of funny. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I could end up regretting my whole life. Maybe it'll be easy. I don't know. Probably not going to be easy, though. I've not done this fight in ages. I did want to show off things during the fight, so maybe I'll show off a couple tricks and then switch to doing the fight legitimately. We'll try that. We'll show off this first, then. Yeah, we'll do that. Show off that. And then we will try to show... I'll do it the other way, actually. We'll show off quality great stars, specifically. Yeah, we'll give that a go. Pop one of these. Pop one of these. I'm gonna walk in there and experience the cutscene. And if we look, it's a series of roots, and it kind of looks like a face up there with hair made of roots. There it is, a little easier to see, and there's even an arm. Nicola supposedly nourished this Haligtree with his own blood. There she is, that one-armed cheater of a wench who went nuclear on our boy Radon. Quite the pose to be holding, though. Kind of indicates they've been resting there a bit if leaves have covered them in such a pile.
I dreamt for so long. My flesh was dull gold, and my blood rotted. Corpse after corpse left in my wake. As I awaited his return. Heed my words. I am Melania, Blade of Mikola. And I have never known defeat.
Kind of hard to classify one or the other as defeat. Run in the opposite direction. She's pretty passive during this first phase, comparatively, right? She's running for us. Oh, I don't like that. But you can see, it kind of tosses her along as long as she's not in the middle of an animation. And the blood flame will keep her moving and bleeding. Okay. But I'm not going to do that the whole fight because you probably get sad and bored. So we're going to switch. Oh. Get her, boys! She seems pretty focused on us. She's kind of exactly what we want. We don't want her healing on everyone. Whew. And for those of you going, why'd you bring them along? They're healing her. Health bars aren't real. Don't believe in the health bar. Health bars are just not real. Don't believe in the health bar. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I love this thing. Oh. Come back here. I poked her toe and it triggered phase 2. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, if I do this one try, I'm going to feel like a dirty hack. Will I? Probably not, but we'll see. We'll see. We're looking at her like, what have we done? Why does everyone we come in contact to, everyone we talk to, why do they all perish? It's our responsibility as a Souls protagonist to make sure everyone dies. In some capacity. Hopefully, happily.
Wait.
I wish it was, when she says wait, it was like a muffled wait from within the bloom. I don't know why that'd be really funny to me. Oh, it's never that simple. It's never that simple.
The scarlet bloom flowers once more. You will witness true horror.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible, and we are witnessing it.
Now, rot.
She has no idea all the goodness we've done for her daughter, but to be fair, she probably didn't know she had a daughter. It looks like she's rotted. Ooh. Spicy.
Let your
Ooh,
flesh
I knew she would
be
get us.
consumed by
It was
the
bound to happen.
scarlet
I didn't have a
rot.
plan for phase 2. But hey, that's pretty good for a first try in forever. Okay, let's think about our plan a little more. Burn O Flame. I do want to start using that when we knock her down. We have other spells, but I don't know when we'll have opportunity to use them, per se. Just thinking aloud. Thinking aloud here. I do like the Ruin's Great Sword approach. We might stick with that. Probably. Not making a whole lot of use of that. Maybe we'll switch it to the Crit Talisman, I don't know. Well, we've shown off the Oracle Envoy Ashes. I should probably try to do phase 1 without any friends. Because phase 2 is when you want friends anyways. Maybe we'll bring in Clean Rot Knight Finley for phase 2 if we can manage. Oh, another thing I want to show off. She'll input, read, and dodge almost everything. But not Night Comet. She doesn't know what's going on there. Oh, shucks. Well, that's on me. Well, I do kind of want some health regen. And the reason why it's not a good idea is because, see, it does do damage and she doesn't dodge it, but that's expensive on the mana. Right? It's expensive on the mana, and we don't want that necessarily. And we leave. Get our mana back. I'm gonna top off on health. Just to be nice to myself. So see, she started to do her waterfowl dance move, but it didn't work out for her because she got frostbitten. Oh, here she is doing it again. And we can skip that part. And her moveset is a little more exaggerated now. Oh, this is a mistake. We lived through the move, unlike last time. So pretty good, all things considering. Trying to find an inn, because that's kind of the big thing, right?
Let your flesh be
I knew she'd catch me with something like that.
by the scarlet rot.
It's those big old plumes of butterflies that get you. We'll figure it out. And if we keep our money, all the better. It's just finding an inn for that phase 1 that keeps getting me. I do like the idea of the crypt medallion. Oh, I forgot to try to bring in summons. Classic me. Probably shouldn't be using all my rune art consumables, but if I'm not going to use them now, when? What's have we been heavy rolling the whole time? Or is it the talisman that's slightly too heavy? Well, we aren't parrying, so. I'll give one of these a try, though. It's probably a horrible idea. Whew. Whew. Using a little more health stuff than I would have liked, but oh well. Oh, those sweeping attacks. I have not learned this pattern at all, it seems. Ooh, really good Estus punish. Nothing, huh? Watch me waste all my Estus before the fights even really began. Not doing so well, but...
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola.
She's just got a style on me. Just kind of need to knock her into the air like one time. And I feel like we'll start the cycle of doing well, you know? And we'll get it eventually. There we go. Just need to think smarter, not harder. Oh, shucks.
I am Melania.
I wasn't prepared for her to do the dance so fast. Well, there goes all that money. Good thing we don't need it for anything. That first run really was the best, wasn't it? We had the backup of the envoys. They were the hype squad. I didn't even realize at the time. Actually, I'm tempted now to get this sucker to work. Ah, I almost got out of it. That was a good chunk of damage for that first set, though. I feel like we're onto something there. Doing all that poise breaking, wasting rune arcs. I feel like she gets her poise back really fast, and you can't really dally. Let me go. Let me go. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to be let free. Oh, this is going to be a mistake. Oh boy. Let me go! Oh, she's so big and scary. Oh, she got me with the Uber combo. I felt like we were doing well. I got pretty silent there, understandably, but we had a thing going. Get her one of these times. I wonder how fast we could do that. We'll see. We'll see. Because I feel like I need Bloodhound Step to get past either her many dodges or that attack where she flows up in the air and sends tons of duplicates at you. Oh no. Really? Maybe they took too long to get to her. She feels like she starts getting up immediately. Yeah, we're gonna top off. Slap her knee. Just need a breather. Just need a reset. Whew. Oh boy, we're getting down to the wire, aren't we? Oh god. Oh, I flubbed the swap to the Bloodhound Step. Oh, it's so many tools trying to get it right. Ah, we got this though, I believe. I feel like we're making good progress. I feel like that tactic's working. I don't know about the lance necessarily, but I feel like for the most part it's working. This next one's gonna feel like cheating though. So yeah, for the first 3 minutes of the fight we have the stance break tier, and that really helps out. As we eat it in phase 1. I got too greedy. That was on me. Goodness. Maybe I'll speed up the footage, I don't know. Maybe it's true and genuine doing it this way, but I digress. Oh, shucks. And she's probably reset her poise.
I am Melania.
Maybe I'm doing worse. Maybe I need a break. We'll see. I feel like we were doing better with the Ruin's Greatsword, honestly. For the poise break-in. Really had to miss. Her poise just was not breaking. Maybe it was better with the lance, because then we could follow it up. It just felt so risky. I don't really have time to use the Falling Star Beast in any meaningful way, so probably back to the basics. There we go. Yeah, it feels a little better doing that anyways. Woohoo! Really? Shucks. Ah. Let's just do it that way. I swear it ate my input, but I have no proof. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Maybe this is the blessing I needed. Oh, God. My inputs.
Let your
I was
flesh
stunned.
be
I couldn't roll
consumed
out of that last one.
by the scarlet
Oh,
rot.
boy. Boy. I feel like the tactic works. I just need to get good. Which is kind of sad. Reflection of myself, you know. I need to also remember I could probably summon a friend during phase 2. Oh, shucks. A little late. Oh, are you kidding me? I feel like I'm gonna need this anyways. Thank you. Oh, she's doing that already.
Let
It's
your
over.
flesh be consumed by the scarlet rot.
feel like we got the good damage, but my goodness. Just reset that. Ha, knew it. Dang. She just follows you. All creepy like. Oh, shucks. I didn't think it would work. It feels so inconsistent. Is she gonna do it again? Maybe not. Huh. Oh, that was a bad time to heal.
Let your flesh be consumed by the scarlet rot.
Oh boy. At least they showed off the Halictree soldiers. Yeah, they throw poison, which is kind of worthless against her. And they flail about. It's a thing they do. Well, maybe I'll bring in Clean Rot Knight Finley on the next one. Oh boy. I tried to switch up the tactic, and I really shouldn't have. But I digress. Alright, screw it. We'll bring in Finley right off the bat. I feel like if she's during certain animations, her poise doesn't matter. Her poise meter. She should have like 80 poise or something. Maybe it's 120, I don't know. But, yeah, maybe Finley for phase 2, not for phase 1. That's for certain. Throws off the whole groove of it way too much. That's how it be sometimes. This episode's gonna be like an hour long. I hope I get it done before the hour mark. Oh my goodness. Oh, are you kidding me? I couldn't roll past her. She still has a little bit of a... I was gonna say, she has collision underneath her while she's doing that, turns out. I bet you didn't know that. Are you kidding me? See? Poise isn't real. There it is. Yeah, I got too greedy. That's on me. There we go. Dodge your first thing. Alright, boys, let's do this. Well, I think they might be toast. Oh, shucks. We have one boy left. We gotta do him proud. Oh no. We were so close.
By the scarlet rot.
Oh boy. She just has some moves. She has a handful of moves that just, like, if you're not, like, watching for, she just wrecks you with. And that's fair. She's supposed to be a mean boss. She just feels like a really mean boss, you know? Maybe I should switch a couple of these out. Maybe I don't need all the ones I think I do. Don't know what I would use, though. Honestly. Rethinking the battle plan just a smidge. Felt like getting repeated hits was nice. Maybe not. Maybe that's not what we need. That feels more worthwhile. Yeah, we'll give that a go. Oh no. Give me that. Oh, I wanted it, but there's too many boys in the way. That's a good heal. Oh boy, is this it? Leave my boys alone. Ooh, thanks for falling for it, love.
Your strength.
And you gotta burn the rod away. Oh boy.
The mark.
It took way too long, guys. I'm so sorry. I should have practiced before this fight. We got Melania's Great Rune. We got 480k.
Dear Mikola. Oh, dearest Mikola. My brother. I'm sorry. I finally met my match.
Alright. So now we can look at the boss room. It's got this spring here. I don't know if it spring's the right word. A pond. A collection of water. And I don't know what all this is. It looks like snow. But I doubt it's snow. It looks like snow. Is this Melania's dandruff? We leave footprints in it, comically enough. It looks like snow. Perhaps it's cold enough. But, there's the chair she was sitting in. And I said she was in a weird pose. I think her arm might have been up on the branch, honestly. And I think if we back up so we can see the face of Mikola as the part of the Halig tree, I believe is what that's supposed to be. And a section where he's torn out. And unironically, the little base part down there looks like another one of them hip bones. That right there. Kind of like we saw Mikola's cocoon on. So it seems that another sense of being in the womb. What was he trying to undo? Let's look at the remembrance that we just got. That we painstakingly got. Remembrance of Melania, goddess of Rot, hewn into the Erd Tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the Finger Reader. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. Mikola and Melania are both children of a single god. As such, they are both Empyreans, but suffered afflictions from birth. One was cursed with eternal childhood, allegedly Mikola, or it is Mikola, right? No mincing words. And the other harbored rot within. So that concept art at the start of the game of Mogwin holding a small child, that was Mikola. It seems that Mikola was cursed with eternal youth, and Melania had rot. And so, we have a handful of things to talk about. But I believe as we sit down here, the boss room will change a little bit. There's her bloom. And we can return the unalloyed gold needle. And doing so nets us Mikola's needle and the somber ancient dragon smithing stone. So let's look at that key item real fast. Is it not in here, or is it a use item? It is a use item. Alright. One of the unalloyed gold needles that Mikola crafted to ward away the meddling of outer gods, capable of subduing the flame of frenzy if inherited, allowing one to cheat fate to avoid becoming the lord of frenzied flame. However, the needle is as yet unfinished and can only be used in the heart of the storm beyond time, said to be found in Farum Azula. So interesting that it says Farum Azula is in the heart of a storm beyond time. We haven't gotten to Farum Azula yet, but we've heard a lot about it. So, interesting. Where do we get to Farum Azula? And there's this bloom. I think now. Let's go to Haligtree roots real fast, because I want to talk about the roots there a bit. Should have did this earlier, right? Alright, so, let's see. The reliefs of the Haligtree, right? So we see several reliefs. And tombs. See? It's this fellow here. And we saw a bit of it before. Where was it? It might not be here, but it's that figure, and he was enshrouded by bodies, if you remember looking at the outer parts of the... you know, when we were going along the inner rot area, there was reliefs that had this figure surrounded bodies, right? So recall that image to your mind now. The reliefs of the Haligtree, along with many statues, depict a robed figure holding a crozier, much like the effigy church, where bishops, cardinals, and popes are all memorialized in like fashion. The figure is shown holding a crozier, but it comes to a point at the end, like that of a needle, right? Other reliefs show this figure with the corpse roots of the Erd tree in the background. Copper nails can be driven into tree stumps after a tree is felled to halt its growth. FromSoft has used that trick before. If you remember going through the Cathedral of the Deep in Dark Souls 3, there were roots along the rooftops, and they were being held back by copper nails of a variety. So it's not it's definitely a concept that FromSoft is familiar with on one level or another. It seems that Mikola is striving to use unalloyed gold needles or stakes to contain and stop the spread not only of scarlet rot within his sister, the meddling of the outer gods and others, but perhaps at one point after his ascension through his cocoon, he was going to make a mega needle and stick it in the Prince of Death's corpse to halt Deathroot entirely. Now, that's theory and speculation, but I like the thought a whole lot, and you can take it and do with it as you will. Places to go. We need to go to the Divine Bridge first. I believe. Did I have any thing? Let's see, Melania. Mikola's spider egg is resting on a pelvic bone. I did talk about that already. At the base of the Haligtree, we can view a torn open womb with another pelvic bone, so 2 pelvic bones. Let's see. The original text for the final version of Mikola's needle reads, "To repel the interference of the outer god, you should pierce this needle into your eyes." Doesn't say that anymore, but kind of, gross. And I guess if the frenzied flame afflicts your eyeballs, it's definitely where you need it to go. So from the Divine Bridge, if we touch this here teleporter, we end up in the middle of the ocean. A good ways out, and there's a Divine Tower out here. In fact, we can see all the way over there where we see this weird superstructure. And, well, that looks like a tornado with rocks and ruins. I guess that's where the ruins of that temple in the sky fell from, huh? Now, I don't know if Farum Azula is in the eye of that storm, or if Farum Azula is the whole structure around it, right? But we've had hints about it, and now we can actually see it, because we're far enough out. Wonder if we can see it from, the Forge of the Giants. We'll go to the Forge of the Giants in a later episode, but I want to go to do a couple things, and this episode's just going to be long, unfortunately, because I'm bad, and I didn't practice, and I failed you. Oh, how I have failed you. Maybe I'll speed up the footage. I'm still not sure about that one. Love how I'm still running around the same old setup. There we go. Like we were meant to be. Honestly, Malenia is the boss that gives me the most trouble of any boss in the whole game. Easily. I should have tried to parry her. I should have practiced and learned how to perfect parry her to make myself look real cool, but that's what it looks like when I haven't fought Malenia in months. So, authentic failure experience just for you, dear viewer. Kind of funny being behind the Beastman place. We'll have to go look at that before we go to look at Fair Missoula to see what the link is between the Bestial Sanctum and Fair Missoula, since there's so many Beastmen that seem to have some association with Fair Missoula in general. So we'll need to do that at some point. And here we have another set of 2 fingers, I think our 5th set. And then we get Malenia's Great Rune. Let's take a look-see. A great rune of the Shardbearer Malenia. The blessing of this half-rotted rune reduces the healing power of the Flask of Crimson Tears, and yet, due to the infusion of Malenia's Spirit of Resistance, attacks made immediately after receiving damage will partially recover HP. So it's like the Bloodborne mechanic, where if you hit stuff immediately after you take damage, you can get it back, but a lot worse. It just doesn't perform as well. It doesn't feel as good, unfortunately. Malenia is the daughter to Queen Marika and Radigan, and her great rune should have been the most sacred of all. And it looks like it's got a bunch of butterflies and maybe rot in it. It almost looks like a needle, honestly, as a part of the rune, which is probably intentional design choice. Okay. 2 more stops. We need to go see what we get from her boss soul, and then we need to go talk to Gowry one last time. Oh, we can also get her armor set. Oh, we can get... Oh, God, I've been putting this off, haven't I? Okay, so we can get Malenia set, so we'll read her stuff first. Winged helm made of unalloyed gold worn by Malenia, blade of Mikola. Malenia awaited Mikola at the foot of the husk of the Halig tree. My brother will keep his promise. He possesses the wisdom, the allure of a god. He is the most fearsome Imperium of them all. And it looks like the rest of her set says much the same thing. Okay. Loretta set. Silver Helm of Loretta, a knight who served Mikola's Haligtree. Loretta, once a royal carrion knight, went on a journey in search of a haven for Albinaurics, and determined that the Haligtree was their best chance for salvation. Loretta was once a royal carrion knight. Her lapis lazuli blue cape is the emblem of the knightly pride that continues to guide her. And her gloves and legs say the same thing as that. And then... Veteran's Helm, an old helm that has been seen many battles, worn by Nile, a veteran of General of Soul. Nile was a lone survivor who commanded spirits to defend his long-past master. This aging general could not die, nor did he have anywhere to fade away. Neat, alright. And we'll look at her thing there. Alright, we already read its description. Okay. Blade built into Malenia's prosthetic arm. Through consecration, it is resistant to rot. Malenia's war prosthesis symbolized her victory. Some claim to have seen wings when the weapon was raised aloft. Wings of fierce determination that have never known defeat. Until now. It took us a bit, but we got her. Technique of Malenia, the goddess of rot, creates a gigantic flower that blooms into an explosion of scarlet rot. Each time the scarlet flower blooms, Malenia's rot advances. It has bloomed twice already. Within the third bloom, she will become a true goddess. So we saw the first bloom when she exploded atop Radahn's back in the cutscene. We saw another bloom partway into the Halig tree, just it's outside her boss room, and then she forms a third bloom that we see. So will she rise again from that? Hard to say. But this is her dive bomb technique, that incantation. Oh, shucks. So many things to do. Okay. First things first. Alter garments, and I think if we... So, Loretta was once a royal carrion knight, and her lapis lazuli blue cape is the emblem of the knightly pride that continues to guide her. And if we try to change it, Loretta, once a royal carrion knight, so remove the cape, went on a journey in search of a haven for Albinaurics and determined that the Halig tree was their best chance for salvation. So kind of interesting that if we remove the cape, it changes the description of the armor entirely. Okay, and I don't think Melania's armor does that. But now I've got to look and check. Oh, where is it? We just bought it, didn't we? Do I have to find it, put it on, and then do it that way? Okay, so it should be with all these others here. It should be with the samurai set. Maybe we went down too far. My brother will keep his promise. He possesses the wisdom, the lure of a god. He is the most fearsome Imperium of them all. Okay, so that says the same thing. And now I remembered Gideon would probably like to know what happened to the demigods. Ooh.
You. What is it?
We're about as delighted as we can be seeing each other.
So, the Halig tree. Now but a husk. I heard speculation Mikola embedded himself in the Halig tree. But, before he could finish, someone cut the tree open and absconded with his infant form. Indeed. It seems those words held weight. How vexing that the All-Knowing didn't have the full story. Perhaps the Queen's sorrow was justified. Ah, my apologies. Lost myself for a moment there. The information you shared is of great value. As promised, your reward. A secret rite known only to me. You are a true fellow. All I ask is that you remain constant.
So it seems interesting that he mentions the Queen's sorrow, likely Marika, since Renala is little more than a husk and not that big of a player in Gideon's schemes. Okay, and we found all the demigods, so I think we're done with Gideon for now. We'll look at that incantation. Incantation taught to Gideon the All-Knowing by the Two Fingers. Greatly increases holy damage negation for the caster and nearby allies. Hold to continue praying and delay activation. Gideon gained true knowledge after his long exchange with the Two Fingers, discovering all had been broken long ago, that the trembling fingers, bent with age, and the Erd Tree itself were no exception.
Well, where have you been hiding? I took you for dead, no matter it's out your arm.
Okay, he has nothing to say. I don't think he'll have anything to say for a bit. Okay. Well, we need to go see Gowry before I close out the episode. Goodness me. I should have known this was going to be a doozy. I should have split it up, but it didn't take us too long to get there. What took us so long was our extreme amount of failures. But we've done it now, and we're moving forward, and we've learned some tasty lore about it. And Gideon even shared with us an incantation only he knew.
Millicent. Melania. Do you detest...
Oh, so I guess he has nothing more to say here. And that's how you can get his talisman and his bell bearing. If you still needed it. And we read its description once, but we'll read it again. A talisman bearing an icon that depicts a mass of masked figures greatly raises potency of incantations. The figures represent the flock at prayer, their firm belief in the intangible inspiring even the solitary founder of their religion. What is faith, if not an affirmation? Alright, well, finished with the Halig tree. Next time, we gotta go see what's actually at the Forge of the Giants, and we're gonna start bringing the series to a close. My goodness, thank you for joining me today for episode 122. It was a long one. My goodness, thank you for sticking with me all this while, and I hope you enjoy your day. Bye-bye.